are you hanging with? Who are you partnering with? Where you are, I've been dealing with counseling quite a few folks lately, um, locally and out of town. A lot of young folks have been counseling, and it seems like there's a spirit of on the folks these days where they don't want to listen to counsel. You know, one of the things about wisdom, let me give you a definition for wisdom. Wisdom, the God-given ability to judge, to discern correctly, and to follow the best course of action based on knowledge and understanding. Learning and experience acquired over a period of time, ability to see beneath the surface. So we're finding that many people, and do I sound loud enough to y'all? Sound like when I come up, I get lower. All right? I sound all right? Down here, I sound good. Right here, I sound like I can't hear myself. Okay, I don't know if I need to come up higher or come down low, or they need to do something back there. It's me? Okay, well, I like this sound right here. I need to attach to my beard right and talk. That sounds better. I like that sound now. We also want to thank God for the life and legacy of Pam Mallory. Um, thank God for her and her life. We had an awesome time down in Elizabeth City. Uh, those that went with us, the Lord truly blessed. I've been getting so many emails and Facebook messages and about people said they ain't never seen a funeral like that. I don't think I've seen one like that in myself either. I just felt free. And so I just preached freedom. And we led people to Jesus. We led the whole church to Christ. We prayed that they, were sincere about their walk and want to continue to walk. And we explained briefly that even though you're on board with Jesus, you still may have some flaws, but at least you're on board. And so it was a great experience to lift up our daughter and to most of all lift up Jesus. And so I'm even the more sensitive to the fact that we can be here today and gone tomorrow. And so we need to really take advantage of really truly fellowshipping with one another and loving one another, especially family, because you never know. We always hear it all the time. You never know when your day is up, but when it hit close to home, you never know. And so I'm learning how to be appreciative of being around people and being away from people too. But to get back what I was saying, when you try to counsel folks, not everybody, but when you try to counsel folks who already have their mind made up, when you want counsel, you have to be free of your thoughts. You're going to have to wash away your thoughts and ask whoever you're asking for direction, especially when you're confused about something or you're not sure about something, and when you're getting direction from somebody. When you ask somebody for direction or information, you're asking someone who you believe can give you the right information. And so you have to back away from your opinion, because then what happens is when you get the counsel that you need, not the counsel that you want, when you get the counsel that you need, sometimes you'll find yourself in a debating situation where you start talking back to say, well, I think, well, then you shouldn't talk to me. You're wasting my time and your time, so you want to make sure that whoever's counseling you, first of all, care about you and love you. And most of the time you'll find parents are the ones who get slighted the most, because they love their children more than anybody in the streets could ever love them. A mother and a father love their child more than the streets love their child. And sometimes a child will listen to the streets before they listen to their parents, because when you get close to someone and close to a person, then you'll find yourself really not listening to that person because you are so familiar with them. And you have to be careful. You have to be careful when you don't want counsel. You just want to feel good. And counsel don't always feel good. Sometimes counsel will hurt. And so the question is tonight is, who are you hanging with? So let's look at something real fast. In Mark, the 3rd chapter, it's good to be home, I tell you that. I'm like Dorothy, man. It's no place like home. Thank God for Pastor Brewington running the service on this past Sunday in my absence, and Bishop Slater stepping away from his church to run church here on Sunday morning at 11:30, and Pastor Baker running the service down in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and doing a great job down there for Pastor Earl in his absence. And I had to go do a wedding down in Dawson, Georgia, so we were scattered all over the place. The kingdom was just going on, So you don't make sure you pay close attention to it. You never know when God want to use you. Pay close attention to every service, every message, because you never want to be caught off guard, because God ain't calling you to come to church and hear his word on a regular basis just so that you can say, I went to church. God is trusting you with what, if he's feeding you tonight, he's trusting you with that tonight, that you can use it later. Not only just tonight, but also later. And sometimes when God trusts you to do something with his word, it ain't always one-on-one with a person. It may be behind the stand. And you don't have to have the title pastor, minister, elder in front of your name. God can use whoever you want to use. He used a donkey. So let's look at something in Mark, the 3rd chapter, verse 13 and 14. Father, we thank you so much for your word. We ask that your word would have a free course. We came here because of you, Jesus. And we ask, God, that you would speak to our hearts, give us understanding so that when we leave this place, we would never be the same. Give us something to chew on, something that we can live with for the rest of our lives from this day forward. Your word is a medicine, and we stand on your word tonight. We bind every unclean spirit, every devil that would try to hinder the word. It's in Jesus' name, amen. So now, look at Mark, the 3rd chapter, verse 13. What it says?
Jesus went up on a mountainside and called to him those he wanted, and they came to him. He appointed 12, that they might be with him, and that he might send them out to preach.
So look at this. Jesus chose the people he wanted to hang with. So the subject tonight is who you hang with. A lot of our marital issues, a lot of our job issues, a lot of our financial issues, a lot of our relationship issues, a lot of our health issues, a lot of our like issues can be resolved if we just pay attention to the word. Do you know in 20 years of being up under my pastor, I've never went to him for marital counseling? You don't know if I talk right. I'm back. Y'all ain't want me back. I'm back. I just want to let you know I'm back now. You know, in 20 years of being, I'm giving you what I received. What caused me to prosper? Prosperity was not about how much I had on the outside. It was what was growing on the inside. If I don't grow inwardly, and if I don't let the word mold me inwardly, then what's going to happen is I'm going to base blessings on what I have. If I don't have things, then I'm going to think I ain't blessed. Our Jesus came in the manger. Our Jesus didn't have no mansion when he came. He left mansion. He came and looked poor, but he was rich on the inside. So we got to make sure that we come to church on a regular basis so that we can become rich. A lot of times we only hear the word to apply to the streets, but we don't use the word to apply at home. I'm learning how to be a better father. I'm learning how to be a better husband. I'm learning how to be a better man. How did I become all that? By listening to the word and being a doer of the word and using the word to fight me. Okay, I'm married 32 years, and I can count on hands, toes, and your hands and toes how many times I want to leave her. But because of the word planted on the inside, see, we always want to get counsel for the person to act right. You don't mind if I preach a little bit there? 9 out of 10, when you want counsel, it's because of who you want to straighten up. And don't realize that every time you come to church and I minister, or whoever minister, it's for you to straighten up. The word is for you to straighten up. So if you get this word in you, I promise you, I don't care how bad your husband act, I don't care how bad your wife act, I don't care how bad your children act, I don't care how bad your mama get, I don't care how bad your daddy get, as long as you got the word. When you get that word rooted and grounded in, oh, come on, somebody. They slapped Jesus and he had word in him. They spit on Jesus and he had word in them. They nailed him to a cross and he had word in him. What was the word he had with all that spit, with all that slap, with all that stabbing? It was called love. If you can just build love up inside you, oh my God, you'll learn how to forgive folks. If you build love up, but your forgiveness got to start at home and quit trying to forgive in the streets. You always want to use God's word on the streets, but never want to use it at home. Oh, man. Read that verse again. I'm about to get happy right here. I'm home now, y'all. I'm home. I couldn't wait to get him.
Jesus went up on a mountainside and called to him those he wanted.
Yes.
And
he called who he wanted. Be careful who you hang with, even in your house. Oh, that got quiet now. Be careful who you hang with, even in your own house. Just because we related don't mean we're together. How can two walk together except they agree? See, the problem is many of us don't agree. We just live together. And the reason why we don't agree, oh, this marriage counseling right here, you shouldn't even schedule no marriage counseling after tonight. The reason why you want marriage counseling, as I said earlier, is because you want the preacher to say something to line up to make him act right or her act right. When God trying to get you to act right. If you get the word in you, watch this. The Bible say he chose his disciples. He didn't let anybody hang with him. Even though Judas, watch this now, Judas was not a devil when he was chosen. He was walking with Jesus. He saw the miracles. He saw what Jesus can do. He saw the walking on the water. He saw the multiplying of bread. He even went out witnessing too. Jesus used him too. But some kind of way, he let that money get to his head. And when that money got to his head, he said, you know what? Since I'm in charge of the treasurer, I don't think that we need to vote now what we need to do with this money now. Now, isn't it amazing that you in charge of the treasurer, and now you want to call a vote? It wasn't no vote when he picked you. Now, all of a sudden, when Jesus want to do something, it's all of a sudden, well, I don't think, we could have used that money for something else. See, you got to be careful when you become a Christian in the ministry and you in charge of something in the ministry, and you all of a sudden want to take control of that. It don't become spiritual no more. It was spiritual when you first joined it. You praise God when you first got elevated to that position. Come on, leaders. Whatever position you're in, whatever you do right now in ministry, think about it. When God called you, how excited you were, how nervous you were, how you couldn't believe I don't qualify. I don't fit this position. But now that you've been in it a while, now you want to talk. Let's talk about this here. Let's vote on this. It wasn't no vote when you was elevated. And you got to understand something. The reason why God elevates you is so that the ministry can grow. But what happened is we have ministry split because people hang with the wrong people, even in church. Everybody in the church, it's a lot of people saved in the church, but everybody in the church ain't meant for you to hang with. And Jesus chose his 12, and one was a devil. Wait a minute, he was a devil after the fact. After he done been with Jesus for a while, now I think we can do it differently. And Jesus said, wait a minute. And you watch this. And Jesus never set him down. He allowed him to stay with the 12 until wickedness grew. You can't stay around righteousness for long. Who you hang with? Ask yourself, who you hanging with? Now, let me show you something in Proverbs. Proverbs 27:17 and Proverbs 3, verse 13 through 15. We're going to run a little bit because I want to teach you something. I want to show you something. I want your house to grow. I want you to grow. If you don't get another steak dinner, you better grow. If you don't ever get a high-paying job, you better grow. If you don't never get married, you better grow. If you don't stay married, you better grow. A man born of a woman is of a few days and full of trouble. Don't think just because you get saved, you ain't going to have some crying days. Just because you're born again, you think that everything going to just be mellow yellow. You will have some spoiled milk some days on this journey. And the Lord's still going to tell you, drink that. Watch what Proverbs says. We're dealing with who are you hanging with? Proverbs, because I want to show you something. Could it be that you are where you are based on who you hang with? Could it be that you are at the level you're at right now because of who you hang with? Is this ministry stopping you from growing? Is your husband stopping you from growing? Is your wife stopping you from growing? Is your job stopping you? Are you stopping yourself? Do you believe that there's greatness inside you? Do you believe that you should be further than where you are? Do you believe that greatness, it belongs to you? See, we're so busy looking for the greatness. You know, I trip out on people on Facebook who always talk about, the Lord told me to tell you that increase getting ready to come. Now send this to 10 people if you believe it. Say amen. And I hate to say this, but you dummies. I'm not going to let some Facebook tell me about how increase I'm going to get and how blessed I'm going to be, and I got to send this to 10 people in order for me to be blessed. First of all, I'm more blessed than your text. If you don't know who you are and whose you are, you're going to always walk in looking, and the power already is inside you. Forgiveness is inside you. Love is inside you, and you around here looking. If you don't never get a high-paying job, don't you know you got high God in you? You got greatness inside. Greater is he that's on the inside than he that's on the outside. Let me say that again. Greater is he that's on the inside than he that's on the outside. What's on the outside? Come on, let's name some outsides. Come on, name some outsides. Come on, name some outside prosperity. Cars, houses, muscles. Come on, land. Come on, name some outside. Come on, you scared to name some out? Money, job, spouse, all this outside stuff. You want it to make you happy on the inside. And that stuff need to line up with you. Not you line up with the stuff. That's why you have to come to church and sometimes force yourself to come to church. Because there's going to be some days your bill's going to stack up high and your money done stack down low and your child done stacked out. Your husband done stacked out. Your wife done stacked out. Everybody's stacking out. And you sitting up here saying, look, I don't know what's going on. I'm so frustrated with life. And God say, greater is he. Greater is he that's on the inside. If you don't know who's inside you, you always going to walk in pout. That's why you got to stay in the word and stir up the gift. Little Timothy, little Tim, come here, little Tim. Yeah, Paul, well, you got a gift in you. You need to stir it up. See, first of all, somebody sees something in you that you don't see in yourself. I ain't got to touch you. I ain't got to have dinner with you. I ain't got to come to your house. You ain't got to come to my house. We ain't got to go out for breakfast. I ain't got to know your name. But I can pour in you what God poured in me. I can tell you greatness inside you. You are so busy looking for greatness, and you want people to validate who you are. You want to get a promotion. You want to get a raise. You want to graduate with a degree. You want to get married. You want to have the best health, but you want to be spiritually poor. What good is to gain the whole world? Oh, you better work with me now. You better stay with me. My girl done died. Now, wait, I take it back. My girl done gone to heaven. I'm a little bit more sensitive now. I realize this stuff don't mean nothing. Come on, somebody. Oh, that little argument you got, it don't mean nothing. When you see them laying up there about to die, that little argument don't mean nothing. That car don't mean nothing when somebody laying up there about to die. Transition. And you praying, God, please let them stay. And you up here crying about a job when God say greatness is inside you. Punch that neighbor, say greatness in you. See, the problem is you having problems because of the people you hang with. If you just change your dance partner, you done got used to somebody. You done fell in love with somebody. You just want to hang with somebody because they make you feel good. And some people you're going to have to cut off so you can be good. I was sharing with one of my family members. I said, you know what? I said, I was a firefighter, went through the academy, done graduated. It's 12 of us black guys in the academy. All 11 of them got hired. And as soon as I got interviewed, the man said, oh, we getting ready to hire you, and the phone rung. He answered the phone. I'm the last one. He said, yes, what? Oh, no. I'm looking at him like, whatever, I'm hired. I don't care what you're talking about. Maybe your child just got sick, but I'm hired. He said, I got bad news. He's sitting right there looking at me. I got bad news for you, Mr. Ellis. What's that? We being sued, and we can't hire you. Wait a minute, hold up. I done went through the academy. Do you know what I went through? I done suffered. I went through a lot of trials and tribulation to get to this point to want to be a firefighter. And what you mean you ain't hiring me? Well, we being sued, and so we're going to have to put a halt on hiring. All God's plan. I said, oh, my God. All my friends got hired. I'm the last one, and you can't hire me? So I went down to Jacksonville Beach. I said, I'm going to go down here and get hired. Since you ain't going to hire me in Jacksonville, I go to Jacksonville Beach. We got down, and the man said, oh, yes, you qualify. He said, but something just happened. What? We being sued, too. So now I'm sitting at home sulking because I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a firefighter. And God said, I want you to be one too, but I want you to put out some spiritual fires. See, the route you want to go, it don't always be the route God wants you to go. He'll let you get to the door and then close it. That's the kind of God we serve. He'll let you get to the door and close the door. If I'd have became a firefighter, you wouldn't be seeing me right now. And many of you wouldn't be healed. Many of you wouldn't be married. Many of you wouldn't even be saved if I would have did what I wanted to do. But look at me now. Listen to my counsel. I know how to follow Jesus. I know how to cry, but still follow Jesus. I know how to doubt and still follow Jesus. I know how to worry and still follow Jesus. I know how to cry. Oh, come on, somebody. Follow me. I was looking at the many years of text messages today between me and Pam, just looking at all the text messages, all that. I love you. You changed my life. Pastor, I don't think I'm going to make it. Yes, you are. She telling me, Pastor, you better not go nowhere. I'm going to the doctor. You better not go nowhere. God with you, Pastor. We preaching to each other. And now she gone. And I got this flesh uniform on, and this flesh is feeling all kinds of ways. But great is he that's on the inside. You're not going to be on this journey and don't have some outer shell problems. But sometimes the person you hang with that's wrong is you. Your biggest problem ain't always people, it's you. You talking to yourself too much. You encouraging yourself the wrong way. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. Man, if all Dorothea Dixon can be bigger than what it is. What I call it, Alicia?
Proverbs 27:17.
What it says?
As iron sharpens iron.
See, you don't want somebody in your life who don't sharpen you. I don't want you around me if you ain't making me better. See, because you don't want a yes man or a yes ma'am in your corner. That's why many of you have marital problem, because the person you're married to ain't a yes man or yes ma'am. If I talk to her, I know she's going to say no. If I talk to him, I know he gonna be so negative about it. That's all I don't want to talk to him. See, you always want to call your spouse your best friend until it's time to get an answer. That's my partner. I love my partner. I thank God for my partner. Partner, can I buy a new? No. You devil. You've got to be held accountable. See, the problem is we don't want to be held accountable. The Bible says iron sharpens iron. You know what that means? Something strong hitting something strong. I can't get better if I'm always touching something soft. I can't get better. See, I'm going to belittle you just for a little bit. You don't mind if I belittle you just for a little bit? Can I belittle you just for a little bit? But I'm going to lift you back up. You ain't on my level. But you're on a level. And my job is to raise you up to my level. But wait a minute now. If I'm going to be a parent, I can't stay a parent with a low self-esteem, low mind, and you start growing, and I stay at my level. Now, you done outgrow the teacher. So the teacher need to always study. The teacher need to always put somebody in his life to make him better. I'm always searching who I can help me, make me better than what I am. I don't live off last week's message. I'm always seeking God for what you want next, God. Watch what it say, Rita.
As iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens iron.
So one person sharpens another.
So you need to be sharpening something. Who's sharpening you? Who making you better? Could it be that 1 Corinthians says that you might be just thinking about yourself? And when you think about yourself, you want to talk to yourself? Let me go there. Let me show it to you. Read that verse again. Read it, and we're going to go there real quick.
As iron sharpens iron.
2 Corinthians 10:12.
So one person sharpens another.
So you need somebody to sharpen you. Could you be thinking a certain way that really that's the wrong way? Why are you quiet? So 2 Corinthians 10:12 says what? This is good.
We do not dare to classify or compare ourselves with some who commend themselves.
So look what the writer says. Quit comparing yourself to some that commend themselves. I shook up the world. I'm the best ever. So that's the person you hang with is bragging about themselves. Now watch the writer says next.
When they measure themselves by themselves.
Oh, so the only person you can compare yourself to is you. That's why you are not growing, is because you won't let nobody sharpen you. Somebody needs to see what's in you. Because what you may see may not be what they see. I see myself a business owner. No, I don't see that. I see you working for somebody because you don't get up on time as it is. You don't pay your bills on time. You know, you go buy tater chips all the time. You buying sodas all the time. You spend all your money. I don't see you as a business owner. I see you working for somebody because you don't know how to be disciplined. My son owned his own business, and I got into Atlanta, and I went and stayed with him Friday night, and I got in about 10:45, and he said, come on, Daddy, come on over to the house. I said, son, I'm sorry to come to your house so late. He said, no, Dad, that's fine. He said, he opened the door. I got in. I sat down. He sat down. He said, okay, good night. I said, son, your dad in town. I'm excited to see my boy. This is my first time in your place. I'm excited to see you. I'm so proud of you, son. He said, yeah, Dad, I appreciate that. But good night. I said, son, you're 35 years old. You're still young and strong. What are you doing, son? Your dad's, I just want to sit up. Let's talk for about 2 or 3 hours. He said, no, sir. He said, I got work in the morning. I said, son, you work for yourself. Exactly. He didn't let me change his discipline. He told me, he said, now watch this. This is a Friday night. I said, when I walked through the door, I said, son, you're not out partying? He said, no, I got work. He said, I pay myself, Daddy. And when you pay yourself, he preached to me, when you pay yourself, Daddy, you got to be disciplined. He said, because ain't nobody finna give me nothing. I got to go out there and work the pavement and find out how I can make the money for myself. I said, my God. I said, boy, I said, you home alone and you going to bed early? He said, no, this is late for me. I said, 10:45 is late. He said, Dad, I go to bed at 8 o'clock. I said, what you doing? He said, Dad, I go to bed at 8 o'clock. I get up around 5:30. I go jogging. Then I get in my truck and I go to my job sites. I said, boy, I said, good luck. I'm going to sleep. And I'm not getting up 5:30 to jog for nobody. And if somebody wake me up at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be mad. I'm not disciplined, but I want what he got. Now, if I want what he got, I got to let him talk to me. I got to shadow him so I can learn what to do and what not to do. Because if I try to do it, I told him, I said, son, I said, I'm going to retire in about 10 years or so from pastoring. I said, I think I want to have some extra income coming in. I said, you're my boy, you're my son. I think I want to do roofing, learn that roof. He said, come here, Dad, let me holler at you. He said, Dad, look here. I'm not calling you old, but you don't need to be on these roofs. He said, I'm young. I know how to jump off of them. I know how to flip off of them. He said, Dad, Mama don't want you on these roofs. I tried to tell him, Mama was the one that told me to come talk to you. He said, Dad, this is not what you want to do. He saw what was in me. In other words, he saw what was not in me. Because what I saw was a man 69 years old, oh, it's going to be easy. Just write up the report and get paid. See, I went in for the money. 10 years from now, I'm looking at the money that's going to come in because he's making a lot of money. This boy told me, Dad, this is not what you want. And I recommend that you don't do this. Stay away from this. Who are you listening to that would tell you your thoughts are not lining up with your future? Watch what it says.
We do not dare to classify or compare ourselves with some who commend themselves.
Yes.
When they measure themselves by themselves.
So you looking at your future based on what you think. Could you be wrong? Come on, somebody. Who you hanging with? That's the message, right? Who you hanging with? Could you be wrong in your thought process? Oh, I had a dream. I had a vision. I had somebody tell me. Just because you had a vision, just because you had a dream, it ain't always God giving it to you. Amen. If I'm wrong, let's look at Second Kings. I call it 2 Kings or 1 Kings. 1 Kings 22. 1 Kings 22. Let me help you with something. Because everybody that prophesied to you ain't prophesying. Some people mean well. I had a whole bunch of people prophesy to me, but everything they prophesied on ain't come to pass. I've learned how to let prophecy just sit right where it's at. Right where it's at. Let me say it again. I let prophecy sit right where it's at. Whatever you tell me God told you to tell me, I let it sit right there. I don't take it no further. I don't take it to bed with me. I don't care how the Lord showed me you're going to have a mega ministry, whatever. I'm not getting stuck on a mega ministry. I'm getting stuck on one soul at a time. If God want to add to the church, first of all, this ain't my church. God put me here, and he can take me away whenever he get ready. So I'm not fixing to get stuck on how big the church get, and I'm going to get stuck on how big my house going to get. See, because the problem is you get stuck on the prophecy of how great things going to be. What if the prophecy comes that you're going to be crucified? 2 Kings 22 says what?
For 3 years there was no war between Aram and Israel. But in the 3rd year,
yes,
Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, went down to see the king of Israel. The king of Israel had said to his officials,
yes,
don't you know that Ramoth-Gilead belongs to us? And yet we are doing nothing to retake it from the king of Aram.
Read.
So he asked Jehoshaphat,
what did he say?
Will you go with me to fight against Ramoth-Gilead?
One king asked a godly king, who's Jehoshaphat. Ahab asked a godly king, Jehoshaphat, I want you to be my partner. Read.
Jehoshaphat replied to the king of Israel,
Jehoshaphat did the right thing.
I am as you are.
We're going to be partners.
My people as your people.
My people going to be your people.
My horses as your horses.
Read.
But Jehoshaphat also said to the king of Israel,
what Jehoshaphat said?
First seek the counsel of the Lord.
Before we go any further, Let's find out what God got to say. Be careful when you want to hook up with somebody you like. Read, reader.
So the king of Israel brought together the prophets.
Wait a minute. Ahab, the devil, brought his prophets. How many he brought?
About 400 men.
400. He brought 400 prophets to prophesy in his favor. Read.
And asked them,
Shall
I go to war against Ramoth Gilead?
Read.
Or shall I refrain?
Read.
So go, they answered.
All 400 said, you're going to win. You call. You're going to win that battle. Go win that battle. He got what he wanted to hear. But he didn't get what he needed to hear. Be careful when everybody in your corner. You want to know how I started this church? I started this church with brothers who loved me to death. Brothers who were in ministry that loved me and got in my face and told me, you're a devil. How dare you going to leave this church to start a church? You ain't nothing but a devil. Brothers who went to prison ministry with me loved me and would do anything for me, and I'd do anything for them. And they loved me so much that they didn't see God. They told me in my face, you ain't called. How dare you call yourself going to start a church? God ain't with you. They loved me. They wasn't trying to be hateful. They just loved me. They didn't want to see me make a mistake. So the question is, who's always in your ear with good stuff? Somebody ought to be loving you so much that they can't see God. And they say, it ain't true. That ain't the Lord's will for you. Read, reader.
Shall I go to war against Ramoth Gilead, or shall I refrain?
Should I go to war? This is the devil, Ahab, the king, say, shall I go fight and win? Or should I stay home and not fight? And what all 400 said?
Go, they answered.
All 400 of them said, go ahead, man, you're going to win.
For the Lord will give it into the king's hand.
Yeah.
But Jehoshaphat asked.
Wait a minute. That's why you got to have the spirit of discerning. Hosea realized something wrong with this picture. Everybody, all 400 in agreement that you should go and fight. Hosea said something ain't right about this picture right here. Read.
Is there no longer a prophet of the Lord here whom we can inquire of?
Hosea said, is there a real man of God around here? I'm looking for a real man of God because I believe something false around him. Read.
The king of Israel answered Jehoshaphat.
Ahab said back to Hosea.
There is still one prophet through whom we can inquire of the Lord.
Oh. So you do know who that real person is. I got quiet. You do know, don't worry about it, that's a cheap watch. You do know who that real person is that will tell you the truth. But you don't want to talk to them. You don't want to talk to that person that's going to say, listen, let me tell you something, what I see. You want favor. You want favor. And the favor is, don't do that. But everybody told me to do it. But that one person telling you, don't do that. Who is that one person that you don't want to hear? Why are you quiet now? You want me to go back to Dawson, Georgia? I ain't going. Read, reader.
There is still one prophet.
Yes.
Through whom we can inquire of the Lord.
Ahab said, there's one real man of God.
But I hate him.
But Ahab said, I don't like him because he don't never tell me what I want to hear. Read, reader.
But I hate him.
Yeah.
Because he never prophesies anything good about me.
I know if I talk to him, he's going to say something negative.
But always bad.
He always say bad stuff. If you stop acting bad, if you quit acting bad, you won't get bad. What's what it say, reader?
He is Micaiah, son of Imlah.
Yeah, he's Micaiah, and he go to church over there on Pool Road. Read.
The king should not say such a thing, Jehoshaphat replied.
Hosea told Ahab, you don't talk like that. Don't put your mouth on a man of God. Don't put your mouth on who God is a stamp of approval on. Just because you don't like him, it don't give you a right to leave the church. Let me say that again. I'm getting ready to mess your mind up right now. I don't care how much you don't like me. I don't care how much you can't stand me. You can't leave if God don't let you go. That's right. Because what you can't stand is what I got in my mouth for your life. Amen. You don't like the character of me. You don't like my presentation. You don't like my looks. But guess what? what I got going to heal your house. I don't want to go to that church no more. Don't get mad. And if you do get mad, don't leave. You can't leave. First of all, how many championships did Michael Jordan win? How many did he not win? But he's still considered the greatest. How many dunks did he make? How many dunks did he miss? How many free throws did he hit? How many free throws did he miss? But why they still call him the greatest? Because he didn't give up at what he failed at. Just because you fail in what you're hearing in this church, it don't give you the right to quit and give up and leave. You can't get mad and leave. You're going to walk away from your prosperity. I just don't like Pastor Ellis. I don't care what you don't like about me. But if you know I'm telling you the truth, read, reader.
The king should not say such a thing.
Well, Hassa said, don't talk like that. Hassa said, don't talk about the preacher. Read.
So the king of Israel called one of his officials and said, bring Micaiah, son of Imlah, at once.
So now they go and get Micaiah from his hometown, and watch what happened next.
Dressed in their royal robes, the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, king of Judah,
they're having a banquet.
Were sitting on their thrones at the threshing floor.
Yeah, they're getting ready to have a banquet.
By the entrance of the gate of Samaria.
Read.
With all the prophets prophesying before them.
Everybody's still, wait a minute now. Hosea and Ahab sitting at the banquet table with their royal clothes on. You catch that? They got on their royal clothes on. I'm going somewhere in a few minutes. They got on a royal outfit to let everybody know I am the king. Watch this here now. Watch this. Watch this. They sitting there and all those prophets dancing around them. You're going to win. You're going to go up. You're the man. God called you. God anointed you. They all singing the same tune. Read.
But Zedekiah, son of Kenana, had made horns, and he declared.
The chief apostle, the chief prophet made horns. And what he did with the horns, reader?
This is what the Lord says.
This is what the Lord said.
With these you will gore the Arameans.
You are going to take these horns and you are going to beat the enemy because God told me to tell you, king. Read.
With these you will gore the Arameans until they are destroyed.
Read.
All the other prophets were prophesying the same thing.
Read.
Attack Ramoth Gilead and be victorious, they said.
Go ahead.
For the Lord will give it into the king's hand.
Read.
The messenger who had gone to summon Micaiah said to him.
Now watch this. It changed gears a little bit. It's like a movie. It's on one station, then it go to another scene. Now the servant that went to what's his name? Micaiah's house. He said, look here, homie, let me holler at you for a minute. We know you're a real man of God, but we need you to lie today. We need you not to tell the truth, because you always tell the truth. Right now, everybody telling my king, he going to go up and win. We need you to say the same thing, okay? Watch what Mordecai said.
The messenger who had gone to summon Micaiah said to him, look, the other prophets without exception are predicting success for the king.
Everybody's saying the same prophecy.
Let your word agree with theirs.
I want you to say everything they said.
And speak favorably.
That's why some people don't want to go to a real church, because they know a real church is going to tell them the real truth. You done got mad. You done got quiet. Oh, if you shacking, you can't shack. That's against God's will. Amen. If you're having sex before marriage, that's abomination. Amen. You ain't mad, are you? You ain't stealing. That's against God's will for you to be stealing. You ain't mad, are you? Reread it, they ain't mad.
Let your word agree with theirs and speak favorably.
Yes.
But Micaiah said.
What Micaiah said?
As surely as the Lord lives.
As long as Jesus lives.
I can tell him only.
As long as you keep coming to this church, I'm going to tell you the truth. Care nothing about you getting mad and don't come back no more. That's right. As long as Jesus happy, I don't care how mad you get with me. Reread it.
As surely as the Lord lives.
Yeah.
I can tell him only what the Lord tells me.
I can only tell you what the Lord tells me to tell you. What does he say? Keep
when
reading.
He arrived.
When they brought Micaiah.
The king asked him.
Ahab said, now watch this, check this out. Check this out, guys. Ahab tried to act like he was a prophet. Now you do remember earlier in the scripture, he said to Jehoshaphat, you know, that's one man. Every time I talk to him, He don't never tell me nothing good. So he tried to go out there on a limb as though he was a prophet to Jehoshaphat. Watch what happened now that Micaiah's there.
Micaiah, shall we go to war against Ramoth Gilead or not?
Ahab say, Micaiah, shall we go up and fight or shall we stay home?
Attack and be victorious, he answered.
And Micaiah, Micaiah started playing with him. Micaiah said, yeah, go on there and fight. You got to be careful if I'm in agreement with you quickly. Because I may not be serious about that agreement. Whenever you tell me the Lord told you, my hand's tired. Because you didn't come to get counsel. You come to tell me. Pastor, the Lord told me to leave my husband. I can't say nothing. Because you said the Lord said. Evidently, you heard the Lord. Why are you telling me? Because the Lord may tell me something different, so I think I need to stay out of this here. Pastor, the Lord told me to leave the church. Why don't you come and get counsel before you make a decision? Because the counsel you get may not line up with your decision. Watch what happens.
Micaiah, shall we go to war against Ramoth Gilead or not?
Yes.
Attack and be victorious, he answered.
Micaiah playing. He playing around. He said, go on up there, you're going to win.
For the Lord will give it into the king's hands.
Now watch this, watch this. Ahab know that Micaiah is real. He's a real preacher. And he know Micaiah is lying to him. He said, quit playing with me. Tell me the truth. Read.
The king said to him,
What did the king say?
how many times must I make you swear to tell me nothing but the truth in the name of the Lord?
Read.
Then Micaiah answered,
Micaiah said, okay.
I saw all Israel scattered on the hill,
I saw everybody that was up under your leadership running.
like sheep without a shepherd.
Read.
And the Lord said,
What did the Lord say?
these people have no master.
Woo.
Let each one go home in peace.
Woo.
The king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat,
Ahab said to Hosea,
did not tell you that
did I tell you? I told you. He don't never tell me what I want to hear. So he tried to act like a prophet. He said in advance to Jehoshaphat, this man he don't tell me what I want to hear. He always hurt me. And when he did tell the truth, he went back to Hosea. Didn't I tell you? I told you if you go to that church, he's going to step on your toes. Watch what happened next.
Didn't I tell you that he never prophesies anything good about me,
He don't never say nothing good to me.
but only bad?
Yeah.
Micaiah continued,
Now see, what's the subject? Who you hanging with? Now, Jehoshaphat got the answer and still hung with him. After he inquired, tell me, is there a real preacher that can tell me the truth? After he got the truth, he still didn't run away. Be careful when somebody you love and you want to stay with them because you don't want to hurt their feelings. Your future on the line. Read, reader.
Micaiah continued,
See, you got to understand something about me. Let me tell you about me. I'm always looking to quit. You don't mind if I tell the truth, do you? Mind if I tell the truth? I'm always looking to quit pastoring. Always. Even right now while pastoring you, I'm looking to quit. Let me tell you why I'm looking to quit. Not because I want to quit. I'm looking to quit because I know I don't qualify. Who am I to stand and tell you about the goodness of Jesus? Who am I to tell you about repenting? Who am I to tell you that God can deliver and heal you when I still got flaws? But God keep bringing me back. Even though I say, God, I ain't worthy. But wait a minute now. I'm looking to quit. God, I don't think I'm worthy for this. Well, Pastor, how can you say this with all what God is doing in your life? Because I got a real walk with Jesus. And my walk with Jesus, I don't look like him. I know I study. I hear people telling me, oh, my God. You know, I got all the emails and text messages from Elizabeth City. Oh, my God. You tore the city up. A storm came. Oh, my God. I'm coming to your church. Oh, my God. And I'm sitting there crying while reading the text saying, God, I ain't worthy. What do I do now, God? And my flesh saying, right on. You tore it up. And my inner man saying, no, there's a war going on. That's why you got to be careful when you want to do God work. Because God work ain't about you. It's about who you pull. God work is about who you pull into the kingdom of God. While you crying, you be pulling. God, I ain't worthy. Pull, baby. Because this ain't about you. It's about kingdom work. I ain't worthy, God. I want to quit this. I'm always looking for another job. You want to hear the truth? I ain't quitting because I don't love what I do. I want to quit because I know I ain't qualified to do it. And the flesh saying, you doing it, Superman. And the spirit said, no, you ain't. This God's work, not yours. So this 1 minute, the flesh pop up. And the next minute, the spirit pops up. The flesh and the spirit are at war with each other. Come on, somebody. Oh, you can't sit here and act like you Superwoman every day. You come to, I'm saved every day. I'm looking for a devil. You look for a devil and you want him, you're going to get in the figure four. Going to put you in a headlock. You need to hear the truth. Us preachers look like we got it going on. But on the inside, Lord Jesus, help me with this one, Lord. I don't know what I'm doing. They don't even know. They looking at me in Elizabeth City saying what an awesome word. And when I got through, I'm sitting there scratching my head saying, where that came from? Lord Jesus, I ain't seen none of that. I'm scared to death. I don't even know what I'm going to say. I lost my mind down there. Let me tell y'all something. I forgot I was down there. I thought I was with y'all. Let me tell you something. Them people got happy. I got happy. And I messed around and thought I was with y'all. I lost my mind for 5 seconds. I said, somebody, anybody, scream. Them people, ah! I thought about it. I said, what you just You ain't at the end rock. You at Cornerstone Missionary Baptist. We can't holiness to the Missionary Cornerstone Baptist Church. Them people say, ah! I said, where am I? Where am I? But the flesh saying, you tore it up. And the spirit saying, it wasn't you. You see that struggle? It's a constant battle. And the constant battle is, I got to stay righteous. I got to stay holy so I can feed. Because if I get beside myself, I can't feed you no more. So you ought to appreciate when I'm crying. You ought to appreciate when I'm in pain. Because every time I see him, and if he in pain and he in struggles, he got family issues, he got financial issues, he got health issues, and he's still coming up there and preaching the truth and living the truth, then evidently, he loved God for real. It ain't about what I drive. What I drive will trick you. It ain't about how healthy I look. My health will trick you. Because you need to hear the truth about us preachers. We go through something. Real ones anyway. We go through something. When the money ain't coming in, and yet we're still telling you about Jesus. When our home messed up, and we still telling you about Jesus. When other preachers hating on you, you still telling them about Jesus. It ain't about how good everything look in our lives, but there's some days when we crying. God, what to do next? And God said, stamp of approval. Show the people what realness look like. What did it say, read, let's go home. Thank you, brother.
Did not tell you that he never prophesies anything good about me,
but
only bad.
Yeah.
Micaiah continued.
What did he say?
Therefore hear the word of the Lord.
Micaiah, the real preacher, the real prophet say, let me tell you what God is saying.
I saw the Lord sitting on his throne.
Now you do remember the other prophet. You remember the other prophet? He said, the Lord told me to make these horns and to show you that you're going to win. These horns represent you're going to win. Micaiah said, what?
I saw the Lord sitting on his throne.
He ain't saying nothing about no horns. He said, I see the Lord. Be careful when somebody can see something, but they don't see Jesus.
I saw the Lord sitting on his throne.
Yes.
With all the multitudes of heaven standing around him.
Pastor Ellis, I see, you'll be surprised all the prophecy I get. I'm talking about brothers who love me. Reverend, the Lord showed me this is what you're going to do. It's be big. Uh-huh. Reverend, the Lord told me this is what you're going to have. It'd be big. Mm-hmm. You want to know why I don't get excited over the big prophecy? Because I'm grounded. I had somebody teach me for 20 years, don't let that prophecy go to your head. Because God giveth and God taketh away. But blessed be the name of the Lord. Don't get the big head when everything starts growing. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, boy. Listen, let me tell you something. When you go to the gym, come on, some of you brothers go to the gym, you see your six-pack, you see your little muscles popping out. Oh, your day going to come when you're going to get a little old. It's going to have a leader pop out in a minute. I can see my six-pack up under my leader. When I suck it in a little bit, I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I let it back out. Whoo! I'm 57 years old. I ain't studying no muscles no more. I'm happy just to be living. Read. Oh, that's all right. You look good right now. Your day gonna come, and when it do come, ask us who are getting old. Yesterday we were young. Yesterday we had all black on. Come on, you young girls. Ask these mothers who wear wigs. They'll tell you what the real deal is. Come on. What's up on that wig? Gray. See? I ain't studying you. All this white, jet white. This jet white, but I ain't ready to let it go. Some days I dye, and some days I paint it. I look in the mirror and say, yeah, that's all right there, boy. And then there's some days I let it go. I say, woo! That's not me. You're getting old. You better come on, let's read about Micaiah.
I saw the Lord sitting on his throne.
What time is it?
With all the multitudes of heaven standing around him. On his right and on his left.
Yes.
And the Lord said,
What's that?
Who will entice Ahab into attacking Ramoth Gilead and going to his death?
So God is having a meeting about you. Since you won't listen to righteousness, God is going to have a meeting about you and let what you think come to pass. What if what you're thinking ain't God's will? You don't mind if I tell the truth, do you? Because I do it all the time. Everything that comes across my mind, I say, God, is this you? What if this ain't God? What if it's just me? Read, reader.
One suggested this, and another that.
This is all going on in heaven about you. Read.
Finally, a spirit came forward.
What that spirit is, a lowercase spirit.
Yes.
A lowercase spirit came to talk to Jesus, talk to God up in heaven. What the lowercase spirit said?
Stood before the Lord and said,
What the spirit say?
I will entice him.
I will go and entice Ahab.
By what means, the Lord asked.
God said, how you going to do it, homie?
I will go out and be a deceiving spirit.
I will go and be a lying spirit.
In the mouth of all his prophets.
I will tell all his prophets he going to win.
You will succeed in enticing him, said the Lord.
And God said, and you going to win.
Go and do it.
Read.
And so now the Lord had put a deceiving spirit in the mouths of all these prophets of yours.
Read.
The Lord has decreed disaster for you.
Now check this out. This is Micaiah talking to the man about what God had in heaven about him. And he don't want to listen because he's so busy trying to get rich. Now you do remember verse 1, right? Chapter 22, verse 1. What verse 1 says again, reader?
For 3 years there was no war between Aram and Israel.
Ahab want to go and take some property that don't belong to him. That's why all this is happening, because he wants to increase in his pocket. And the Bible says there was no war. There was no problem. There was no issues. He was prospering right where he was at, but he wanted more. Quit stealing. Your job didn't hire you to steal. And the tragedy, Can I be black just for about 20 seconds? Can I be an African American for about 20 seconds? Why are you getting promoted and doing wrong? You get promoted as an African American man and woman, and then you get up there as a supervisor, as a manager, and start stealing. You're stealing time, you're stealing products, and you're stealing money. You're lying on your timesheet, but yet I'm a Christian, and you're lying. That company don't belong to you. Them people say, shut up and do the work. They didn't hire you to steal time. I'm not black no more. I'm back. I'm spiritual now. It's for everybody. And it bothers me to see you get your degree. It bothers me to see you get promoted, get elevated, and then you get up there and mess up. You're a bad example for the children that's looking up at you. You can't keep a job, you can't keep your marriage, all because you're greedy. You don't know how to go without. You don't know how to cry. You don't know how to do without. Everything got to be on your terms. And you hide behind God because of what you want. I'm a child of God. You deserve to sit your tail down somewhere and be still. That's why you come to church so you can get some teaching. Oh, you shouldn't want no counsel after this here. Because your counsel with me, and you know, God's so awesome. Let me tell you something. I had a marriage counseling I was supposed to have this past, and I had already made my mind up. This is what I'm going to tell that couple. Time they walk through the door. Time they walk through the door. Since y'all don't want to meet with me, I don't want to meet with you. You don't come to church. You're wasting my time. Everything you need in your marriage is in my mouth during church service. You don't need to make me come and spend one-on-one with you. So I said, I was going to sit there this week. This was this week, early this week. I had already made my mind up. As soon as they walked through the door. Excuse me, darling. Can you go ahead and move? Excuse me, home. Can you go ahead and move? I want you to go ahead and y'all go ahead and separate. I want you to get a divorce. I don't want y'all together. I know it's going to shock them because they want to come and tell on each other. And they want me to take sides. So I decided to do a Mordecai. I want you to get a divorce. Because y'all wasting my time. You don't come to church. You're not eating the word like you should. You want me to dry up and die listening to you when I got 300 plus people I need to feed. And I can't feed them because I'm all dried up dealing with you. So I tell you what, so I can feed the 300, so I can feed the 298. Let me let you go. I'm getting to that place now. After Pam died, man, my God, I done snapped out of some stuff. I ain't dealing with some of y'all foolishness no more. If you don't want to get healed, you ain't going to get healed one-on-one. Well, I'm having issues. You're supposed to have an issue. Ask that neighbor, you a Christian? You a Christian? Ask him, you a Christian? You a Christian? Are you born again? Do you love Jesus? Are you saved? Are you Holy Ghost filled? Are you born? Come on, talk about. Are you saved? Are you born again? Guess what? You're supposed to suffer. In your finances, in your marriage, in your body, in your husband, in your wife, in your job, in your church, you gonna have some issues. But those that live godly shall suffer persecution. But greater is he that's on it. Come on, champ. Come on, champ. Don't beg for no money. Suffer being broke. Go home and cry and talk to Jesus. Because I ain't him. He's the only one who can handle your problems. I can't handle them. I just told you I'm trying to get rid of y'all. Pastor Kennedy, I ain't got no issues. I believe God showed me death in my house. I've been pleading and begging, God, please. It could be just me. It could be just me. But I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's God. But I ain't never seen this before. I ain't never felt this before. So now if God trying to warn me about something in my own house, I need to concentrate on my house. Your house is irrelevant right now. I'm teaching you how to get in touch with Jesus. Don't get in touch with me. Moses had over 1 million flocks. Moses was a pastor over 1 million people. Moses' father-in-law said, come here, homie. Come here. I'll let you something. You trying to pastor these people from 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night. You up here 12 hours letting everybody line up one-on-one. And then when you get through with the million person, then he come back 6 days later, back in line again. He said, if you don't delegate this, stand right there. Come on up here, Stephen. Come on up here, Jimmy. Come on up here, McIntyre. Well, whoever, Erica, Hatcher, come on up here. Bernice, Woods, come on up here. Where are all the preachers at? Where are all the preachers at? Williams, come on up here too. Where are all the preachers at? Come on up here, Slaughter. Come on up here, Jerry. All these preachers. Come on up here, Shania. All these preachers. God didn't ordain you for nothing. God, you say, let me go down this list. Who called you? God called one of them children out there too. Now, why you want to kill this one man when I got all these preachers right here? I'm going to join Pam one day. I'm going to join her one day. But I don't want to be through you. I want it to be God's timing, not yours. Moses, Coretta, what you doing sitting back there? You an elder? Get on up here. Sister Ellis, where you too? You an elder? Get on up here. You got Moses. All this work is too big for you. You got preachers. Delegate to these preachers and quit trying to do all this work yourself. You're going to kill yourself. Moses listened to his father-in-law and delegated. But see, the problem is, whenever you don't mind if I educate you? Can I educate you? I'm going to hurt your feelings when I educate you now. The only reason why you want to deal with me, because it looks like you're taking advantage over everybody else. I just want to deal with Pastor Ellis. Why me? Didn't you say who called you? Where that child at? God called him. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. They stand up here by me, good. That boy out there, God. Who called you? I thought you said God called you. God called you? Okay, hold that thought. You got to be careful when you just want to deal with me and don't want to deal with who God sent. It can't be about me, because then what's going to happen is you're going to miss your blessings dealing with me. You're going to bypass who God want to use, because he don't look like the right height, because he's so small. You're going to bypass who God want to use because you want to deal with the person that you see all the time. Be careful when you want to talk to me. Can I bless you? Be careful when you want to get counsel from me. I'm trying to help you, because you can mess around and get burnt dealing with me and not dealing with who God sent. I've had people, I just had somebody in my office who I had, Karanda and Randy and somebody else in my office. They want to talk to me about something minor. I put everybody out of my office. Right before I preach, I want to tell you, I want to talk to you. I said, everybody get out. Because that was disrespectful, that you're going to bypass who God has set up. And I acknowledge that God set them up. And you want to talk to me? I hope I'm making you angry. I can't talk to the pastor. No, I ain't saying you can't talk to me. I'm saying be careful before you talk to me. Because you might be missing God dealing with me. What if you deal with me and I'm tired? I'm in the wrong spirit when you deal with me. What's wrong with you? That's confirmation. I'm supposed to be over him. But when you talk to me, I'm over him. And the Bible says Micaiah told the truth and got slapped in the face for it. The preacher slapped Micaiah in the face and said, when did God leave me and come talk to you? It's my man here. I love this boy. But when God left me and come talk to you? And the preacher said, the king said to Micaiah, put him in prison. And when I come back, I'm going to kill him, take care of him. Micaiah said, if you come back. If you come back. God didn't talk to me. Evidently, I spoke out of myself. But Ahab had enough sense to realize he may be telling the truth. So when they went to battle, watch this. I'm going to let you go home. When they went to battle, watch this, what happened. Ahab told King Jehoshaphat, this is my man. He got my back. He got my side, and he got my back. Pastor, you have him in the front. I got all this right here. Watch this. Ahab, you remember when he was at the banquet, he had on his uniform? When he got ready to go to the battle, he told Hosea, hey, look here, let me holler at you for a minute. Wear your king outfit. He went and put on his tennis shoes and jeans. I don't care what you put on. If God is against you, if God is against you, you can try to do everything you can. But if God is against you, ain't nothing you can do to make God change his mind. Ahab went out there trying to hide with his jeans and tennis shoes on. Hosea over there with his king outfit on. And the enemy had already said, whoever the king is, that's who we're going to kill. They messed around and surrounded Hosea. Hosea started screaming like a little girl. Ah! Read your Bible. You see, he says, scream like a little girl. Hosea started screaming. And they looked, they say, he got on the king outfit, but ain't none of Ahab. And some little boy, read your Bible. Some little boy playing around, pew, shooting arrows, pew, just shooting arrows. And Ahab over there hiding. And a stray arrow got him and struck him, and he died. All because God didn't call him. Be content with what you got. Be content with your job. Be content with your health. It may not be 100. It may be 50, but at least it's 50. I was looking at all the text messages from Pam over the last several years. I cried, I laughed, I cried and laughed, and all the things she was saying to me. She said, back in 2016, she said, Pastor, you ain't gonna believe this. What, Pam? God healed me. The doctor said they can't find the cancer nowhere. She said, I can't wait to give God the glory. And came and gave her testimony how great God healed her of her cancer. Then about 8 months later, she texted me again, Pastor, they said they found some cancer and it's growing rapidly. She said, I'm so discouraged. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm crying. I don't know what God's doing. She said, but I'm going to hold on. And she held on. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to hold on. I'm not going to let you and nobody else tear me away from Jesus.